What's up? What's up? Alright. Let's get this one started. Oh, okay. My stream health is all good. Yesterday was there's a problem with the resolution. To my legacy garage here. Remember this? What's going on today? Expire. Oh, GDM Grand Prix? I actually want to do that. Okay. We're gonna do that. I need to get some Mazda badges or some Subaru badges. What is up, Shadow? Welcome. Alright. So yesterday I posted a pink slip video, so whenever you guys got the time, you guys can go and watch that. I do have another pink slip video in the making. I have to just touch up on it. I have all the pink slip clips together, and all I have to do is cut out the unnecessaries and all that stuff. Especially when the unnecessaries meaning sometimes I stall on the race results, so it's 10 seconds of the race results. So cutting that into maybe taking a few seconds off, so it's not a super long video where you're looking at the race results more than the racing itself. So I don't know if you guys care about seeing the race results after pink slip racing. Let me know what you guys think, because I kind of just add maybe 5 seconds of it, just in case if anyone wants to see the car times, to see all that stuff. I don't know how you guys really make pink slip videos. I've been making pink slip videos this whole time for this channel, but not as much. But I don't understand how people want to watch the pink slip videos. So I just try to add a little bit of everything. But yeah. So it's been a week since they announced that the game is shutting down, and it's crazy out in the streets of Racing Rivals. Everyone has no care in the world. How I know that is because in that 1625 pink slip video, when you guys ever get a chance to watch it, you guys see that no one cares about value anymore or rarity. Well, there's some players that don't care and all that stuff. Because I was just bringing in some cars that I had so many copies of. I'm oh, I'm just gonna get rid of all these cars. I'm not using it. I'll just tune it up, race it for this event, and then just see whoever wants a pink slip. And I got a lot of pink slips off, so that's pretty cool. Just because the value has been tarnished, and that was something that Carbonated was trying to keep a hold of. And now the game is shutting down. Why care about value? Everything is gonna be gone in March. So yeah. I mean, to be honest with you guys, I do like 7.0 a lot more than the older updates. And it's just because I have a lot more fun with 7.0. Just because I'm a guy that likes to keep his options open. I like to have options. And I know back in the day when I know back in 2015 and all that stuff, when I started really getting into the game. Yeah, it was fun, but I spent more time, buying cars off of people or buying cars in the game in order to get the garage that I need in order to compete in races. And the way to get, Racing Rivals cash was just, you're spending either $100 to get a mil, or you're going to the black market and spending a couple bucks. And, that put everyone on this, seesaw. Oh, spend money here, but when it comes to this, I'll go to the black market. So it's kind of weird. What was I going with that? Oh, yeah. So that's what I like about 7.0, the Racing Rivals cash that you accumulated in 7.0, you got a little bit quicker than you would back in the good old days. And you didn't really have to go into the black market and buy mills or buy 100k or 500k. You can just earn them in the game by just doing events, and there's many different ways to earn Racing Rivals cash, I'm gonna do the JDM Grand Prix in this video, so I'm not just talking all the time. So let's go. I guess I can't press on it. Okay, so Let's go to the map. I thought the event board was gonna kill off the map, but I guess not. So I was... Oh, they have a trial by fire event going on right now, too? The trial by fire. On text bar, do you have any RE cars? Race edition cars? I don't think I do. Maybe I do. Let me check. I don't think I have RE. I think I have, like, tuner editions. Cars that I've collected in, yeah, the BRZ Rocket Bunny. Yeah, I don't have any race editions. Actually, wait. Yeah, I don't have any race editions. I don't have any turf cars yet. I did have a turf team. I disbanded it just because, there's a few players... There's a few players that were, in the team and they didn't want to turf anymore because the game was shutting down. And I was like, okay, I'm not gonna... I'm still turfing, but I'm just gonna turf just to get, you know, cash into my, account so I can tune up my cars and all that stuff. But, yeah. Bunch of good stuff. Anyway, I do want to go to the map and play some things. Go to trial by fire. Shoots. There's a lot going on right now, actually. Just crazy. And this is something that we couldn't do back in the good old days, you know. And I like the trial by fire because you get the fire, you get the tires. You know, and you got a chance to get, like, a Cobra Jet, the Hellcat, was it, like, a Demon Challenger thing? So that car was cool, and there's also a Koenigsegg in there, the Koenigsegg 1. Forgot the name of it. The K1. And, yeah, I seen a couple people pull that. I was like, oh, wow, that's cool, you know. I want to get the Demon just because, like, that's a cool-looking car. I was worried about getting the Jet, but I already got a Jet, so I'm just like, oh, you know, let's get something else rather than a Jet all the time, so. Let's see if, for this video, is it a, oh, it's just a Class R Turbo, okay, so. I don't got that much R-Class that have turbo on it. It's a good car to race. Jump into Genesis. Sweet. Alright, here we go. Oh, I gotta turn off the comments. That's the only thing about this live stream, is like, you can't play this game unless you turn the comment box off, which is crazy. So now I gotta grab my other phone, so I can watch myself play, and see what you guys are saying, because I won't be able to see it on the screen now. You guys are asking if I'm gonna... Honestly, I'm not doing any trading. There's no point in trading in this game. You could probably get into a lobby and someone would be like in a car and... Like everyone's like in their cars pink slipping. That's... Like I go into multiplayer all the time and there's always people pink slipping. So if you guys want to pink slip and have... Like, go and pink slip now, because like... Shoots, man. It's like a war zone. Man, get that. I just need yellow tires in order to get this trial by fire. I keep getting blue ones, which is insane. Okay, the ladder event. I don't want to... Class R. Rear-wheel drive ladder, so... Go to the garage... in the garage. Filters. Gotta move my face. Filters. Class R. Drive terrain. Rear-wheel drive. Well, not all-wheel drive. Let's look at my options. Okay, McLaren F1s. What else? 4 GTs. I actually got a lot of options to play with right now, so that's kind of crazy. I'm gonna go into one of my recent wins. I'm going to separate this car from the rest because I have a bunch of these stock yellow McLarens. I guess make it... Oh, wait. It's already yellow and I'm making it yellow again. I'm a freaking idiot. Okay, so... I'll just put purple. Have those Laker colors going on. There you go. Just hop into the map. Do some racing. Alright, next is the ladder event. 5 races. Any R-Class rear-wheel drive car win all 5 races in a ladder to complete this challenge. God. It's a bummer that the game's closing, but, you know, alright, because I really wanted to see 7.0 do really good, because I see potential in it. It's just people didn't want to do the challenge. So, I don't blame everything on Carbonated for it shutting down. I kind of blame the community too. It's like, it's kind of Carbonated's fault, kind of the community's fault, kind of Glue's fault. You know what I mean? Like, everyone's at fault here. I don't believe that there's one person we should be pointing the fingers to. If we're gonna blame anything, we're gonna blame everyone. Oh, I got a perfect shift on a car. I started driving. To drive because it's my first time playing with these cars. I gotta check the tunes on them though, because I did win these off of pink slips, so I have no idea how to drive these. Oh, I love those in ladder events when they foul. It's crazy. Bots never used to do that back in the good old days. Second light, huh? Okay. Nope, messed up. God dang it. Oh, they gave me a retry, so that's cool. Okay. I gotta do this ladder all over again. That's the thing. Oh my god, are you serious? Dang it. Just wasted 10 tickets. Am I out of ammo already? Dang. Okay, so... I have a whole bunch of these ticket packs, which is really nice. So I had no problem with tickets. I don't know about you guys. I accumulate tickets like if they were boost, man. Like, no jokes. There you go. try it again. I need to get some yellow tires. I'm okay with a decent launch. Like, the bots, like, even though if it's on hard or very hard, the bots on these, you know, in these type of events like Trial by Fire, the Brand Prix, Circuit Showdown, you know, the bots are not really that hard if you know how to tune. If you know how to tune and you have like an idea on how to tune your car properly, like any like decent or okay tuner. Let me see if I can make an example. I can't make an example. The reaction time is way too bad. Alright. Try it again. I'm just gonna keep trying this event and race it, but yeah, I mean, like that. This is what I like about 7.0. Like, there's so many ways to like race and earn things. I think the people that weren't having a good time with this update were people that weren't really trying or putting in the effort. They wanted to buy into everything, and they didn't want to, like, you know, actually try these races, try Trial by Fire, you know, they didn't want to make it a thing. Because I know like back in like 6.5 and updates before, there was only Turf Wars, Racing Showdown, and then they had like tournaments, multiplayer, and they had like this, it wasn't a test drive, but like if there was, like, you get to try out a car. Why can't I pass this? I can't even pass my own matchup. Nah, that sucks. Jeez, man. Okay, I gotta change cars. This dude. 11.2 for a car that's in 1640, that's bad. But then again, I'm not really driving it properly, so yeah, that comes into play. None of the McLarens that I won in pinks were like, Class R, Class R. There we go. Open up the chat box again. Okay. Try a different car. Wait, Class R. I think it was Class R Turbo. No, it was something else weird. Dang, okay, oh, it's Class R rear wheel drive, that's what it was. Okay, so alright. Let's see what's up. Ah, there we go. There we go, got my options, yay. Couldn't drive the Genesis, I suck at it. Can drive the Porsche. Let's drive this one. It's a good way to find out what's my good 1650 car for tuner challenge. I haven't been doing a lot of tuner challenge. I just been doing a lot of multiplayer and pink slipping. Just burning through my garage and getting rid of... I gotta freaking turn off the comment box again. Dang it. anyways, yeah, so I thought frickin' 7.0 was gonna do good, but I guess not. And it had potential. I think an update like this just came way too late. When you think about it. Like, this is something that should have happened way before things got too crazy. And, you know, I wish they started fixing it and never, like, drag things, but I don't think it was Carbonated's fault. Because I forgot who was running the game when, I forgot who was running the game when, you know, that exploit of the base shifting, self-crushing. Because I remember, like, Rivals Warrior did, like, something on Video Games Underground. And they kind of revealed what they were doing in order to get to the top. And then with the ghost shifting and all that stuff was kind of like fuel. I don't know if you guys remember Wrist, but whoever Wrist was a part of, like, it was around their time in the game. And they didn't really do anything. At least that's what I've noticed when I was playing. Like, nothing was being done about the ghost shifting and all that stuff. And the self-crushing. There was just something that was going on. It was just... That time I got into the game was the time that things are being revealed about, you know, like cloning and self-crushing and double and triple claiming and all that stuff. When I started finding out about that, you know, I was just like, dang. Oh my god, are you serious? I'm gonna forever be stuck doing this event because oh man. It's not that this event is hard, it's just I freaking suck. And all my R class cards are just like difficult. I need like a handicap. My cards, man. Especially my high class cards. Every art class I have, I know the Koenigsegg Agera, I could have jumped in that. But the drop launch is so quick on that thing. And then that first gear is so quick. It's like, I'm half asleep. And I have to drive that. Like, the only time I can drive that car, if I go and grab an energy drink and wait a couple minutes and then start driving it, then I'll have an okay time. But some of these cars I gotta just be focused. After that, I hit the wall. I foul. I lose traction. Anything you don't want to do in your high class cars in a pink slip race, I do it on a daily. In, you know, trial by fire events and all that stuff, so yeah. But for 7.0, they should have, I don't know, I gotta go and check the perks, because in the shipyard you could buy perks, and it was like really cheap, and it just that thing lasts you until to the end of the game, so you're in good hands. Wait, I gotta get out of this hellhole ladder event, then we'll go and check up on that. Oh, god damn it. Frick. I hate messing up in ladder events, because then you start all over again, and then you're doing more races than you're supposed to. This sucks. Alright. So, I did mention that there are 2 pink slip videos coming out. So there's one, I'm trying to make like a... Oh my god. Oh, I did a perfect launch on that. That's interesting. That was weird. Okay. 2D's asking the pinks. I would pinks, but I'm live streaming. That's one thing I've learned about pink slipping is not to go... is to be a little, not sneaky, but what's the word? Don't expose yourself when you pink slip. So let's say, for example, I go into my garage and grabbed my 1640. Oh shoot, still in there. I hope this is the last ladder event, because I'm done with these. You passed me, I swear to freaking God. Dang, man. These ladder events just give me a hard time. I hate the long ones. Oh, what? I have to do one more? Jeez. There's one thing about... So, with pink slipping, like, if you expose yourself, like, especially, like, on live stream, you're like, okay, I'm gonna take out this car and this pink, you know, like... People that are, like, in the live stream or... and all that stuff, they're gonna be like, oh, he has this car. Oh, are you serious right now? Wow, I'm forever stuck in this event. Yeah, I'm done. I'll probably finish that not on camera because that's frustrating right now. Oh no. So yeah. So I'd rather just pink slip off camera and just like screen record and all that stuff. I wouldn't live stream it. There's just too much going on in live stream. And I noticed that my game gets a little bit laggy. Okay, just want to clean that. And then... Alright, back to the talk, so, because I got distracted. So, I don't know if you guys seen the, I don't know if you guys are on Facebook or anything, but man, people are horrible. Some people are just horrible people. Like, there's... Oh. Racing Gamer, Slovena made a YouTube video if you guys want to go and check that out. I gotta go check that out, actually. But yeah, there are some horrible people on here, man. Let me see if I can pull some up. I haven't heard from Carbonated in a while. Like, I sent them a message because there's a there's this RX-7 like anime wrap from a turf car from I think last year, and I was wondering if they had like the full art and if I could get it off of them. Yeah, there's a lot of people in here that are just either mad and upset. There we go. There we go. Like, look at all this toxic. Look at all of that. Like, I mean, some of it is somewhat true. Somewhat true. Okay, there's like this one person that's like, back to the drawing board, you don't delete the game because of money, because you're selfish, I say. This years ago and you had no F's given, then what the gamers wanted, it was what you wanted done. Delete my game then. Sad, you guys rip a lot of people off. Just got my garage where I wanted and I'm pissed, this is wrong. This goes, show Glue is not trustworthy, I look your games up and not. Okay, so this person's one having trouble with English. But you delete the game because of money, because you're selfish. Okay. That is like calling them selfish because they're deleting the game because like financially they can't keep it up because they're not making enough revenue. That's kind of a small-minded thinking way of looking at it. And for people that think that's small-minded, this is what I'm going to tell you guys. It is a business before it's a game. You know, the game is kind of like the entertainment for the business. And if that entertainment is not doing well, as that business owner, you have to make that executive decision whether to continue to do it and risk going into debt because of it, or cancel it because it's not doing so well. And because Glue publishes numerous of other games, it doesn't make sense to have their cash cow games pay off revenue for a game that's not doing well. That doesn't make any sense. You know, I mean, if that game is doing well, it deserves it. And it deserves the revenue that it's making and the priority, because of course for Glue, they want to be successful and profitable. You guys ever thought about who the CEO or the president is of Glue? You ever thought of who's financially making the decisions? Not just Carbonated. Glue has a really big part of this game shutting down. Carbonated was just trying to save it. You know, I spent a lot of money on this game, and I'm not even mad. And the only thing I'm mad about is, like, people in the community before not giving it a chance. That's where they're always going to lose. Because the players out there are going to throw things out there saying, you're not giving us what we want. This is what we actually want, not this. If you don't give it to us, we quit. That just shows their effort. It just shows that they're effortless people. And the gamers nowadays are not the same. These gamers nowadays don't share the same characteristics as other gamers from back in the day. So, seeing this is just kind of weird. But I mean, Glue had to make it's a tough decision. And Carbonated, they started managing this game way too late. It was too late to put out the fire and try to create something new, because everyone was used to being in that fire and how the game was working. And they adopted the way the game was being operated. If they couldn't get these certain things in the game, they just go to the black market. If they want to top in Turf Wars, they have to do this certain minimum. And, you know, and if they want to boost their chances, go and make a separate account, Crush Cars. You want to do good, in your races in pink slips, get in your ghost shift cars, or know how to tune certain cars that are superior in those events. Everything was kind of fixed already. So throwing something in different, way different, is foreign to everyone, and no one wants to change. Everyone kind of settled it for what it was and what the game is. So hearing 7.0 was kind of like, hey, you're screwing us up. Like, we don't like it. But it was pretty much, we knew how it operated, but we didn't know anything how the game was being operated from a business perspective, because we were just concentrating on the gameplay, just caring about ourselves and what we wanted to do. And because of that result, the game shuts down at March 31st, 2019. Congratulations. But I don't agree with everything that Carbonated does. There's a few things that they should have done. Here's a couple of things they should have done. When it comes to the shipyard, I know right now they have everything out except the Renasports and Independence Day. The Porsche crates they don't have. So they don't have any of the branded ones, just like JDM, that's not really branded. Like for example, like a Ferrari crate, that's like a brand, so they're not gonna throw that out super cheap. But they'll throw all this out cheap. Okay, so another, with people saying that Glue is selfish, they're greedy, they only care about money. If that was the truth, I'll be able to buy gems. Whoops. I'll be able to buy gems. But I can't. Why? They shut it out. And if they were greedy, they would have kept this open. They didn't. If they were greedy, they wouldn't have deduct all the crates in the shipyard. So looking all of this here, I like what they did here for the Turf War eligible car crates. This was a good idea. Because I know when Turf War comes around the corner, people want to get their cars for Turf Wars. But what they created with this Turf War crate was a hybrid Pinks car, where it can be Pinks in its domain, which is Turf Wars. Anything outside of it, it's non-pinkable. So you can't go to Tuner Challenge and pinks it. You can't go to multiplayer and pinks it. You know, they should have just kept it open. Because I've been watching the gem prices for these eligible car crates fluctuate ever since its release. So when it would be like a 1644 speed rating, no, was it 1644? It was something with a high class car. You needed a high class car in order to compete for this event. They raised the price on the Turf eligible car crate. I was like, they raised the price. Why'd they do that? And then when it was like a Class D event, it was like the price for it was super low, and it still had that thing where it's like, oh, it's pinkable in Turf War, so pink away, and it's like, oh, they're making it didn't make sense as a player, but it kind of made sense as a business. Like, oh, they're just trying to, you know, keep the values in cars, so they do it. But then again, the car is not pinkable anywhere else, only in Turf War. So I kind of see why they're like fluctuating with the gems to make it, to keep that value. But that just created like, it made me not want to pinks in Turf Wars. Let's just say that, because I'm just like, oh, I don't know if this car is like pinkable outside of Turf Wars or not, you know. It doesn't show, it doesn't say until you get it. So I didn't want it to deal with any of that. But I mean, if they're messing around with the prices, they could have done that. Take off the pinks. Just leave the car just to be pinkable all over. It's an eligible car for Turf, you know, and if they were caring about the gem prices and the value of cars, just raise it up a little bit. Boom, everyone's happy. I would have bought it. But knowing that it's not pinkable outside of the events, I never invested my gems into any of these crates. JDM crates, that was an interesting one. I like that one. The muscle crates, they were good. Exotic crates, those were good. Budget rival crates, they weren't 1,200 before. They were like, what, 60,000 before? That was like so much for you. Majority of the time you're getting Class D cars. I rather spend that Racing Rivals cash to tune up and max out a low class car rather than try to buy into something that I may or may not get. So I don't know, that's my thing on it. Premium Rivals crates, that was cool. But there was like Class A to R2 class cars. You don't usually see an R2. You see more Class A's and Class S, but like the other high class cars like, you know, R and R2, you don't really see them as much. Racing Rivals crates, there's just a whole bunch of junk in there. It's crazy. And Racing Rivals crates, because they have a huge car list of cars that are in there, it didn't make sense to just bundle everything in here. Because look at this. The R class car is 0.8%. Getting an R2 class car is 0.2%. Getting an S class car is 3%. A is 7, B is 29, C is 60. So you're gonna see more. So it's like getting a roulette, like a you know that wheel from Wheel of Fortune, like those roulette things or whatever. So it's like big circle has 100 spaces, and 62 of those spaces say Class D. And 29 says Class C, and then so on and so forth. And then there's like a tiny little slip that says R2, and a tiny little slip that says R, and that is your odds. So it's like you spinning that wheel and like having to land on that. That was just insanely crazy. And for like Turf War events and Circuit Showdown was kind of open. Sort of kind of open. But it was like those certain events, like special limited events. Like there were some people that couldn't get like a Class S JDM car, which at the time was the Nissan Juke and the Hyundai Veloster Turbo and the Nissan R35 Nismo. What were some other cars? The Nissan Skyline R34. There was a few cars, but like because they were an S class, you couldn't really run into those cars as much as you would, yeah, as the lower class cars. So because I remember that JDM circuit challenge or whatever, I forgot the name of it. Like a lot of people were complaining about it. I was like, oh, if you know, my answer to all of their complaints were, if you guys were playing the game in the beginning and collecting, you guys wouldn't be in this mess, in this situation already, because your garage would already be set. And a lot of people would argue and make excuses like, oh, my job's in the way, my family's in the way. Like, oh, okay, you don't know how to prioritize. Okay, so, you know. And for me, when I play this game, I don't have a child. I have a girlfriend, but we don't have a family yet. She works during the day. I work at night. So when she's out in the day, I'm by myself and I'm just like, what am I gonna do? Play Racing Rivals. So for me, our schedule worked out pretty good. When I started playing Racing Rivals, it was awesome. You know, I was like, oh, I work in the morning, I get off, she's still working, I have a few hours to play. And then when she'd get home, we'd go out to Starbucks, because work would come home with her, and she would have to, you know, study and all that stuff. So I would be like at Starbucks using the internet, editing videos, or, you know, putting out more clips for my videos. So everything worked out for me. That's why I like this game so much. So back to the shipyard. What could they have done here? They could have created class crates. Now, class crates, I think a few people brought this up already, and I was like, I like that idea, but I don't think they're gonna do it. And this is my reason. This is my opinion why they're not gonna do it. If they did like D class crate, C class crate, B class, A, S, R, R2, or maybe not R and R2, but if they just work it up at least to S, of course it would make the racing rival crates and the budget rivals crates pointless, but it's optional. Like if someone needs a class D car, they can go and get a class D car. If they went into, you know, if there's an event out, like, oh, okay, like someone that's a new player that's at the S class campaign, they didn't get an S class car yet, and they're just like looking around like, how the hell am I gonna get this car? Because if I just go to the shipyard and buy a racing rivals crate, there's a small chance of me getting this. If or like they could get premium rivals crates, but those don't always come into the shipyard. They don't stay. They stay there for a while and then they leave and something else comes in. Then that leaves and premium rivals crates come in. There was a pattern. And if you weren't paying attention, you wouldn't know that there was a pattern. But it was like every other week it would come out. But it would come out at the right times when you need it the most. For example, Racer Club. Premium Rivals crates came out, so you can get a whole bunch of cool cars. So that's something they could have done. And I'm thinking like, yeah, that would have worked. But that would have killed off, you know, budget rivals crates, racing rivals crates. Carbonated wanted you to, like, you know, earn your cars, you earn into it, but like the odds, man, the odds were just not on your side when it comes to things like that. Unless you're spending money in the game. There are many other ways to get S-Class cars. I mean, they could have done something in collections. You know, if that wasn't a good idea, like going in collections, adding into the car culture, adding into the manufacturers. You know, a good example was the Dodge. It was the Dodge Viper. And no, it's not in here. Whoops. It was the Dodge Viper and the Lycan Hypersport police car. Those are good examples. Because check this out. S-Class car. Daily warm-up slips. You just need 10. 6 silver wrenches. 4 gold wrenches. Any paint, any wheel. This is easy. The easiest S-Class car you can ever get in the game. And you can compete. But like, people have problems with this for some odd reason. And if you need an R-Class car, you do that same thing, but instead get 4 daily warm-up slips, 8 silver wrenches, 6 gold wrenches. So, it's that it was there. You could get cars, like this is an R-Class and an S-Class. People wanted more. And because they wanted more, this whole game didn't satisfy them enough. And there's a few players that are also in the comments below saying, you know, why pay for something that we did back in the day? You know, it doesn't make sense. And that's totally true. But you gotta admit that the good old days were the good old days. That's never gonna come back. It's never gonna change. It's never gonna be the same. So even if they brought this, if they were able to bring this game and reverse, put us back into 6.5, it wouldn't be the same. Because now there's going to be people that started playing in 7.0, like, you just killed us off. What the hell, you know, so. Damage was already done in both areas. The only way to, like, move forward is to never look back. Because if you look back and try to go back, it's just going to be more big of a mess. My opinion, because The way I think, it's a little bit more open. You know, if you leave a mess out and never touch it, and you try to come back to it, it's still going to be messy. So, it's not like, oh, everything's fixed and all fine and dandy, no. It gets messed up. It gets a lot more messed up, so. It is what it is, guys. What up? It just came to getting cars, and you know why? Because carbonated, I think they were like too afraid of cutting slack when it came to like how you earn your cars or buy into your cars, because they wanted to keep that value in for pink slipping. They wanted to keep that suspense, wanted to keep that excitement when you pull an awesome car from a crate, or when they want you to feel that when you pink slip your car, they want you to feel they want your heart to be racing, your palms to be sweaty, this sense of like suspense and like focus, but like didn't cut it. People didn't like it. People rather play the dollar game. Like, oh, my car's worth $1, your car's worth $3. I want to pink you. Or you be like in a $5 car and someone's like challenging you in like a car that's worth $1 and you're like, yo, that's not worth my time or money right now. Your car's only worth a couple bucks. Mine's is worth more. I'm not pinking you. You know, it gets crazy like that, you know? So that's what I've noticed. Like, people were kind of like, you know. But once you got like a Pontiac Firebird and tune it up to 1640, you could pretty much trash any car in there. Once you get your hand on a Focus RSRE Vintage Edition, you can trash anybody in any lobby. Like, I seen those things in 1650 and 1640, and they will run over people. Like, if you know your cars, you could run over anybody, and, you know, that's how it is. In 7.0, you either know what cars to drive or you know how to tune. And my hair's all messy. Oh, what was I going with that? I don't know. The value in cars, they were trying to keep it, so that's why things were that's why the collections is this way. That's why the shipyard was a certain way. That's why we didn't have that much options. You know, that's why we didn't have like a legacy crate where we could get a car. You know, oh, that's what I wanted to bring up. Events. This is what they should have done. The wheels is kind of weird. The wheels, I don't know why they did that, to be honest with you. Like, I can kind of see why, like, oh, if you want to be competitive, want to be in the competitive scene of racing rivals, you're going to spend your trophies on a wheel. Here it is, you know, and it's just like, that doesn't even guarantee your wins, you know what I mean? So, turf cars, vintage selection. Now, these were turf cars from back in the day. Everyone knows that. I wrote this down. You would need... Oh my god, I didn't write it down. Okay, I'm gonna figure this out right now. I thought I got this. I guess not. So, vintage editions. You need 6 bronze, 6 silvers, 1 gold. To make 1 gold trophy, you need... To make 1 gold trophy, you need 86 bronze total. And that's plus with the 6. To make a silver... You need 4 bronze. No, wait. To make a silver, it takes 8. So 8 times 6, that's 42. Oh my god, I don't know how to math right now. Here we go, let me get this. Oh, 48. See, I don't know how to math right now. So, 48. So, 48 plus the 6 bronze plus 86. That's 140 bronze trophies you need in order to make this happen. To make that happen. To get a vintage edition car. This is what they should have done. They should have took this Turf Cars vintage selection and added to the legacy events. Now, I know it wouldn't be fair to the newer players, but they would have no idea. They would have no idea about these cars. And, oh, okay. Never mind, I canceled that idea. Because if they put this vintage selection in the legacy event, legacy players will be taking advantage of the newer players in the black market. Because it's like, oh, this is a car that was from back in the day. Only legacy players can get it. This is how much it's worth in the black market. So, I kind of see why they kind of just left the vintage selection open to everybody. Now I kind of see why. Now when I'm talking now it makes sense in my head. But the cars that are in the vintage selection, like the Nissan Silvia, they downgraded it they downgraded the class of the car because even if it was the same class, it wouldn't run the same, and everyone would be mad about that. But if they made if they put it like cars into the legacy events, it would have hold more of a relevancy for the legacy players. But I kind of see why they didn't, because that's where legacy players would take advantage of the newer players. But with that being said, let me see. I can't think of anything else. This game is just super crazy now. It's been a week after the announcement that the game's shutting down. There's no value in cars anymore. Like, everyone is either selling things or trading things, not caring about value. There are some players that do care about value, so don't hold me accountable for that, because there's some people out there that still care about the value of cars, but there's just some people who are like, this game's shutting down, it doesn't matter, pink everything, sell everything for cheap. They're just trying to make their profits back. I don't even think Carbonator Glue is the only ones greedy. I think there's some players too that are in the community that are being greedy too. Because if they're still in the black market trying to sell things before the game shuts down, I know they're trying to get a return on their investment, but because they're focusing on money, that's a materialistic thought. So, I guess we're all greedy here.